Hello Simmers, and welcome back to the next chapter of Let's Build a Story, where we are rebuilding a save file world by world, house by house, family by family. And guys, today we are moving on to one of Mama Laveau's neighbors. This is a household that you guys have seen before, so allow me to reintroduce you to the new BFFs. Here we are, you guys, with the BFFs. I think you will recognize each and every one of them, but I will go ahead and introduce you to them. Very first, we have Miss Liberty Lee. Liberty is a uni student. All three of the BFFs are. They rent this house. They don't own it. I think that's much more probable for three young adults. Liberty is a physics major at Foxbury University. She actually moved to Willow Creek away from her family, so she's really missing a lot of her family and that familial connection. But her landlady, Mama Laveau, has come in, swooped in, and filled that void for her. So much so that Liberty has adopted Angela. She was a stray that Mama Laveau was feeding. Liberty and Angela are companions. Angela is another source of really great comfort for Liberty, who is a geek, a bookworm, and clumsy. I love that about her personality. She is talking right now to one of her best friends, Summer. Summer is a biology major at Bridechester University. All three of these students are in their sophomore year. Summer is an active sim. She also quite enjoys cooking. So my idea for her is that she's a kinesiology major. This lady definitely was a cheerleader. Summer is outgoing, athletic, and cheerful. She is, I don't want to say the life of the party, but she is the it girl, definitely the it girl. She is a sweet sim, so she has really great intentions, a good heart. She wants to be a personal trainer. She's also really good at cooking, and so she's really invested in getting what you want out of your body, and part of that is what you put into it, and she knows that. This sleepy puppy is Blondie. Blondie is Summer's dog. Blondie is a purebred golden doodle. She hasn't been fixed because Summer doesn't know if she'll breed her or not. This is a very active dog to keep her company on her runs. Both of the pets get along pretty well together. Everybody works together to take care of the pets, but Blondie is definitely Summer's dog. Summer and Blondie are companions. Angela and Liberty are companions. They have good relationships with everybody in the house, but they know who their owners are, right? Our third member of the BFF household is Travis Scott. Of course, you all know him. He is a guy who is caught in a love triangle. That is something about their story that I have kept canon. Travis is outgoing, he's self-assured, and he's a geek, so he's got things in common with both girls. There's a reason why all three of them are friends. They all get along very well together. Travis wants to be a computer whiz. I imagine a very techie field for him once he graduates. His major is computer science at Foxbury Institute. We'll let all three of these guys talk and gab, get everything all settled. Let's get into build mode and give this place a much needed makeover. All right, lovely. Back in build mode with great lighting. I'm super excited about this, you guys. So we all know this build, the BFF household build. Garden Essence is where they live. I've honestly toyed with giving them a different house on a different lot in Foundry Cove, but it's so iconic I can't move them. This is going to be a real renovation. We are going to be keeping the spirit of this house, and I'm so excited to do that, but we are going to better fit it for our story, or for my story. Let's bring the top down a little bit on this today. Oh, this is such a dark build, you guys. Like, all these lights. I hate these lights. These lights look like something in a public bathroom, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't look like it belongs in a residential home. Definitely not one that would have been built in the era that this would have been built in. So we're going to be doing a whole lot of demo today. And then as usual, we'll be working on the outside as we go along this build. I'm pretty much keeping nothing. I'm keeping absolutely nothing. We're going to start with a completely fresh slate. So I will be right back when all of that is done. All right, guys, so the clearing out has been done. Very happy that that's good. So this was Travis's room, this was Liberty's room, and this was Summer's room. So I have to tell you, I don't think that the setup was super realistic. There is only one bathroom for 3 adults. I don't think that that would have worked really well. So what I'm going to be doing instead is just sort of working with what we have, kind of pushing things, pulling things, and seeing what we can do about this. Alrighty guys, we are back. I did go ahead and do that floor plan, so I'll give you guys a quick tour. So we now have the living room and kitchen. This is going to be a little bit of a kitchen with an island. We've got a bathroom. This is going to be a little bit of a walk-through laundry. This will be Summer's room with an attached bathroom. We'll have some closets here. This is Liberty's room with that closet, and Travis's room. Travis has a closet as well. My idea is that he and Liberty would kind of share a bathroom. The windows are in slightly different orientations, and I've got not too much changed, honestly, on the porch. So let's go ahead and get actually a different door in. So I don't mind these base game windows at all. It's not going to be as lavish as Mama Laveau's home. My idea is that this is probably where Mama Laveau grew her family, I guess is what I was going to say. But this is where she raised her daughters. It's got the bedrooms for it, whereas her house now really doesn't. But even though it's a little simpler than what Mama Laveau has now, it's still a nice place to live, right? Mama is a great landlord. She's very responsible with her tenants. She is not going to put anybody through anything that she wouldn't want to live with herself. So she keeps up on the maintenance. She keeps up on, doors, that kind of stuff. It's just not going to be as nice as her house that is meant to just support one sim would look. So it's going to be a little plainer, and that's okay. We love that. It's still great quality. So I think that's probably going to be what we're going to do here. You know what? I'm also really wanting to move this stairwell over to make it a little bit more centered with that door. That is going to drive me bananas. And we're going to center the walkway as well. Perfect. Right on. Right on to that sidewalk. I wish they did more of this. Like they brought it right out to the sidewalk so that it could blend in. Something tells me this is even too ornate a door for this window. I'm sorry, too ornate a door for this build. I did keep some of the outdoor lighting, actually most of the outdoor lighting, but I'm going to be expanding on it as we go in. But for right now, like I said, we're just really going to be focusing on the outside because this is a house that, I was going to say children, not children, because this is a house that college kids rent. Really what they're going to do is mow. They're not going to garden. They don't have time for that between their classes and the dogs. Oh, excuse me. Yes, between their classes and the pets, pardon me, this is really all they have time for. And to be honest, their parents would have probably insisted that they not get pets. But what are they going to do, right? Like they have soft hearts. They say that they have enough time, and maybe sometimes they do. But their parents know ultimately that, it's about figuring that out for themselves. So I'm just going to put in some railings. I know that not every porch has to have railings, but it just makes me feel better, okay? For them to grab onto, safety, all that. Maybe Mama would have to put in railings to make it up to code. And I also want these two patios to match. So from the outside, this doesn't look terribly different. I do think that Mama would have painted this, or Madame would have painted this fence white. I don't think the brown would jive with her, pardon. I also did go ahead and let's move this over here. Perfect. As I was extending the rooms, I went ahead and just extended this roof piece over. It wasn't uncommon for for shotguns to have something called a saddleback that could be either up top or out to the side, where that long shotgun style was expanded on just for more modern needs, or sometimes the families that lived in them just needed more room than that big long line could give them. And that's what, Mama originally did as her children moved out and moved on, as she raised them to do, made names for themselves. She just didn't need all the space. She didn't need all this space, so why not make a little dough and rent it out? And that's what she did. Now, in the BFF household, when you first load in, there is this bar that is just part of the island, and I do think that that's a cute, I can see what they were going for there. Right? I don't think it's super practical in a house that would have been rented. I don't think that it's practical in a house that had any history. They sort of set that house up as like a party house, but I just don't get that vibe from these guys. All right, let's put this up. Now, what I can see is if they got like a little cheapy kind of portable bar, something like this, something like the Movers and Shakers portable bar. They've got some with like freezer bunny decorations. I don't know which I would prefer. Now, I don't think that Mama Laveau supplies this for them. Obviously, they brought it in. If they want to have friends over, they certainly can. And if you're like me, you are like, this yard screams for a pool, but we're not going to put one in because Mama Laveau does not want to have to deal with the insurance and all of that. Like, she would have to get very special kind of renter's insurance and stuff. And it just doesn't make her that much money. She doesn't like upcharge these kids. She understands that they're going to school. I think I kind of like it that way. I don't even think that we need stools, although we could do that. I need something that's going to be cheap. Looks like it could stand up to weather. So maybe something like this. Oh, can I not put that in? Is this a standing bar only? I don't think so. But it didn't snap, so I wonder. You guys let me know. I'll have to test that out. Now, I know for their degrees and their aspirations, handiness is actually a part of Liberty's aspiration. She wants to be a nerd brain. The description says something like she wants to be book smart and handy. So in order to help her with that, I am going to put in a table. Would it be super realistic that she just like had a workman's table out there? No, but she does need it for her aspiration. It's storytelling, all that. Maybe Liberty's dad or maybe Mama Laveau was out at like a garage sale and was like, girl, I can pick that up for you. And Liberty or Liberty's parents paid Mama Laveau back. I don't know. But at any rate, it's here. Let's go ahead and get the cat litter box. Ooh, it looks like Angela used it. Oopsie. And we're going to put it out. Now, I do want this to be something that they would have to clean. I want it to be a little bit of responsibility. All of that. Like, these are adults. They're not little children. They knew what they were getting into. And if I put one of the electronic ones out here, because this is an uncovered porch, it is for sure going to get destroyed. It's going to get rained on. And Liberty's skill isn't up that high yet. I think we could probably put some creeping ivy over here. Ivy is really, really cheap to grow and maintain. Really, the only thing you do to prune it back is like just rip it. Like, so I do think the kids could keep up on that. Oh my gosh, what if we put up a little hearts that Liberty would have made? That's so cute. Oh, I love that. Okay, this is kind of like Liberty's little corner. I love this. Okay, perfect. All right, so we've got our little bar. We've got our little woodworking area. Angela has a place to use the potty. You know, I'm looking at this foundation and I didn't notice this before. However, this foundation, that Love Lattice foundation, would look really good up front. Although it is very common in shotgun houses for New Orleans to have stone foundations, this could be like if the porch was an addition, or like the porch used to be what is part of the house now. It could be something like a nice cost-effective way for them to bring out a porch. I do really like it. Also ties in this fence a little bit more and gives a little bit more of an explanation for the white. Now, what we're going to be doing for this backyard. And I know you guys might not agree, but Summer's parents actually rent this out. Like, it's in Summer's parents' name. And when they got their daughter a little golden doodle, because she was like, hey, mommy and daddy, she's a sweet sim. She's just, she's just a little spoiled. Mommy and daddy, little puppy Blondie, is super smart, is very active. I love having her as a running buddy. I would really like to do competitions with her. And so she started small. Maybe it was just a platform and she had to teach her to place. And they saw how she did with it. The whole point was like, okay, we've already got you this dog. So could you, oh, this only comes in white. Oh, bummer. So we've already got you this dog. We're very proud of how responsible you want to be with her. But could you please just make sure that, she can place and stay? And she could. So they got her a little ramp and was like, okay, Summer, do what you can. It only also comes in white. That's sad. Do what you can there. And slowly they've been working their way up. You can call Summer spoiled, but honestly, her parents love doing that for her. Oh, look. And then they got her a little tunnel. So I think Summer really enjoys bonding with her dog this way. They go to little competitions as Summer's class schedule allows, because her parents are like, look, this is great. This is wonderful, but you got to graduate. Like, this is not negotiable, ma'am. So let's get a little worn path. Is that too much? I think that's too much. I'm going to have to back that down just a wee bit. There we go. So this is a more kind of worn path that Blondie and Summer have run her through. There we go. We'll get some here. And you know what, Mama Laveau, she's the homeowner, right? She's the landlord. She knows that she's going to be on the hook essentially for the damage to the grass, but she's like, look, I take care of all of these cats that people just dumped, or maybe the grandparents of these cats were just dumped. And so if the worst that I have to do is come in and put some Miracle-Gro after these kids move out in a couple of years, because, the grass is worn because they were taking such good care of their animals, then small price to pay. Honestly, it keeps the dog from barking and it keeps me from getting neighbor complaints, noise complaints. So I'm all for it. I don't want to put too much in the way of landscaping. I will put a couple of things, but honestly, between Blondie, who went through her puppy phase in this house, Blondie's probably only about a year-ish old. I don't think that the BFFs have lived here very long. I think that it's probably been over the summer that they moved in, and they're all taking spring semester classes. So we'll just put a couple of things up, like in the corners where Blondie wouldn't have been able to pee on them yet. Like, dogs. They're like, oh my gosh, look, it's a bush. Thank you for pointing that out. I do actually have to use the bathroom. I appreciate you. They don't know or care about our landscaping goals. But between Blondie just being a young dog, and I was going to say kids, the young adults, class schedules, work schedules, anything like that, there isn't a whole lot of time for gardening. There isn't a whole lot of time for landscaping or interest, to be honest. They're just focused on different things. So I really can't imagine that something like this would be super kept up on. Like, they're pretty grateful to Mama for this. Like, they do not want to live on campus, and they're not about to mess this up. But other than mowing, like, they're not really going to do much more. They just don't have the knowledge. Like, they've never had a house of their own before. And Mama is a good landlord. She doesn't expect them to, like, keep up for her. Like, she knows that they're there to not ruin the place and pay rent. Like, that's really their involvement in the house. And maybe we'll go along that corner over there. Can we maybe get like a tree or something in? I'm wondering. Oh, that's cute, actually. We'll just tuck you in right here. Yes, like maybe just a few flowers where it's got like some nice shade. And we'll pop this in here. Ooh, this I would prefer. Get you kind of moved. Yes, love it. Maybe something like this, like just little bushes that kind of protect it a little. And then we'll kind of finish off with some low flowers. I think we'll do that. And no, it doesn't match. That's okay. It's just a mix of everything. All right, wonderful. I think that's probably about as much as they've got going. Back here, let's draw our attention to the front of the house. I don't mind this mailbox here, though I'm wondering if it might not be more realistic perhaps to have a different one. Like that normal one that comes in, just like something really, really simple, I think is the way we might go with this. Yeah, I like that a lot better. We'll put it in a gray, just so that it's something different. Now to turn our attention to the furnishings. This isn't going to be as put together as Mama Laveau's. And as you can see, like the lattice work and stuff, it's not as intricate as Mama Laveau's. She just honestly, she was like, look, I want something that's sturdy. I want something that will weather well. That will weather well. Say that 5 times fast, please. Maybe the porch furniture did come with the house. So it could just even be something as simple as like a little wooden bench to sit on. I think that's a very Southern thing, is that, you know, you've got these big porches, and it's a cultural almost expectation that you would entertain people out on the porch. And sometimes people come over just to hang out on your porch. Like they don't even come inside. Why? I don't know. It's not my speed. Definitely not my speed. Like you can get me into the AC, please. So I think, yeah, Mama Laveau would have supplied the outdoor furnitures. So like the seating, maybe a patio table or 2, that would be on Mama Laveau to do. So like this basic furniture set probably came from her, you know, just a little something here. She's not going to put down any rugs, anything like that. That's on the tenants to bring. Any decorations are theirs to bring. So they've gone ahead and brought in just a little shelf with some happy little plants on. I don't think anyone's necessarily a gardener, but like some low effort plants I think would be nice here. And I think Liberty specifically popped these in. The little happy faces are just so quirky, and to me, that's Liberty. So guys, I suspect that this is going to be a pretty short part today, but we did get the entire outside of the house done. As sparse as it is, like I said, college kids, they don't have a lot of time for upkeep, and we were able to get the floor plan done today. Do come back next week because we're going to be doing this front room. We're going to be doing our kitchen and our living room. We'll get these kids good and moved in. And you know what? I almost forgot. We need a haint blue ceiling, porch ceiling. So that is all done. Now I can say that we are all done. Guys, let me know down in the comments, so who do you think is more digging who? We will get a little bit more into their personalities, their sexualities, but I would be so interested to hear, who do you ship? Do you ship one of the girls with Travis? Do you ship both of the girls together? Do you guys marry any one of these Sims into your households when you move into Willow Creek? Let me know. Absolutely let me know. I will catch you next Wednesday. Until then, have a wonderful day, wonderful week. I will see you on Friday for the Hundy Fundy Baby Challenge. Goodbye for now, and as always, happy simming.